Hello everybody. I'm not going to show you my face today, and I apologize, but I have no makeup on and my hair is not done and I am looking pretty scary. So you get to see these wonderful hands and a really cute project. Because tonight we are going to do a floating card using the Storybook Friends. And I chose to do minimal stamping on this. Basically, you're going to use the die cuts, and then you're going to cut a label and use some of the verbiage, the sentiments that's in the Storybook Friends. There's some really cute ones. And then in the inside, I put another die cut and Easter greetings. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. However, we're going to change the colors a little bit because one of my friends, they just had their first grandbaby, and I thought this little goose and gosling's hair would be really, really super cute to send. So we're going to change this slightly, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So tonight you're going to need your Countryside Corners dies. You're going to need the largest size, and that is going to cut our flower here, our base of our card. I looked at the flower and said flower. So that's going to cut that for you. And then we need the next size down, which will cut the white background. And then the third smallest, which is this one here. And that is actually going to cut out our centerpiece. Like I said, we are going to do this one just a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get started. To start out, let me move my mouse out of the way. You are going to need a piece of paper that is 4 1/4 by 11. And you are going to score this piece of paper just like you always do at 5 1/2 when you do this type of fold. Okay? And then we're going to take our bone folder and we're just going to go over this like this. And sorry I'm coming to you live tonight, but I am having trouble getting YouTube videos to load for some odd reason. Not sure why, but I'll get it figured out this weekend for sure. Okay, cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to move my cutter out of the way so you can see this, because this is an important step. So you are going to take, hopefully you can see this, you are going to take your piece of cardstock, leave it folded, okay, in half here. You are going to take, let me make sure I got the largest die. Yes. You are going to take the largest die, and we are going to put it slightly above the fold line. And I do mean slightly. I hope you can see this. And then I'm going to grab a piece of my, I use Post-it note tape to hold my dies in place. And it works pretty good. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put that Post-it note tape right there. And then we're going to put our top plate on. And we're going to run it through. Sorry for the little bit of reflection there and the jiggling of the table. But I think this card is going to be worth it. Now this one I have scooped up in my mind right now. I haven't made this one. I made this other floating card here, which if we have time, maybe we'll even do a second one so I can show you how to make that. And we'll just pick different characters. So when we take our tape off, you'll notice, pull this apart, that we have a flap, which is pretty cool, right? All right, let me get rid of that. Let me put this plate back over here so we know where it's at for a little bit later in my little piece of tape. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to cut out, using the second largest die, we're going to cut out 2 pieces on basic white. And I've gone ahead and done that because I didn't want to hold this up here. So I have 2 pieces. We're going to take one of them and we're just going to glue it down on the front. Easy peasy, right? And you all know the drill about me and my Tombow glue. Those of you that don't know me need to know that I love Tombow glue. And I use this little glue gun here. I'm not an affiliate or anything for the glue gun, so I can't help you there. I can tell you where you can buy it, but I'm not making anything off of it, okay? I just love it for my hand. I have a little bit of carpal tunnel starting. So, all right, we just center this right on here like so. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to sit this aside so I don't get anything on it. And so you can see the other things that I'm going to do here. Since I want this to be a baby card, and I have no idea how this is going to look, I cut 3 pieces of 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, now this is Lemon Lolly, this is Soft Seafoam, and this is Pool Party, which we use for our card base. And when I put them on the card, I think I'm probably going to layer them like this. All right, so now we need to cut these pieces, and these pieces are 3/8 of an inch, and we're going to cut them the length, which is 5 1/4. Okay, and hopefully you can see me. I work so much better with this at the bottom. Let me just make sure you can see my, yes, and you can, good. Okay, so we're just going to go over here, and if you don't know where 3/8 is, it is the tick mark that is right, see there's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. So it's right before the 1/2 of an inch. So there's going to be a little bit longer line and then a shorter line and then the 1/2 of an inch, okay? I know some people struggle with 8s. I use them a lot, so I can't say anything because it's easy for me now, but you'll get the hang of it. All right, and we're going to cut we're going to cut 5 of each of these pieces. We're going to need roughly 13 pieces total. Okay? And I like that bottom edge because when you're cutting thinner pieces like this, I want to make sure that they're straight because it's real easy to cut crooked. Okay, so I have 5 of those. That'll be enough of that one. And I'm just going to set that aside. Now we'll do our soft seafoam. And again, we're going to do 3/8. I'm going to do 5 of them just so I have a few extras in case I want to play around with some coloring here. Okay, we have that one. Now for the Lemon Lolly, which is my favorite yellow. I just think it's so pretty. I hope you guys like it too. Oops, now that one I cut way wrong. You didn't see that. I cut a 1/2 inch on that one. Silly me. And I'm going to cut 5 of this one. One more. Now the next thing you need is a piece of vellum. And you can use any vellum. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Does not sell vellum anymore, but you can pick up vellum anywhere. I wish we still had it, but we don't. And I have a 4 1/4 by 5 piece, and we're going to turn it sideways, okay? And here's where all the fun begins. Let me just set my cutter aside, and I'm going to grab a white piece of paper so you can see this a little better, because it really does look really cool. All right, let's do this. Okay, so here's our vellum. And you could also put this on the silicone mat would be great because then you wouldn't get any adhesive. on your desktop too. So I'm just going to lay my pieces across here like this. And I have to decide how I want this to look. Now I can lay it out first to see. Now to me, sunshine needs to go at the top. So we're going to start with one piece just like this at the top. And I'm going to put 3 down. And again, I'm not gluing these yet. 2, move this one down, 3. And I have these about, I'm going to say 1/8 of an inch apart. And then, sorry about that. I can't turn it off. Sorry, folks. It's coming through my computer. I apologize. Okay, I figured out a way to hang up on my computer now. Interesting. And then I have to decide if I want blue or if I want green. And let me see which one looks better in what direction. Because I'm thinking the sun, and then we have the sky, just like this. And then we have the green grass, just like this. And we can move these a little bit closer because I want to try to get at least 3 on of each. And those other up top I can move closer. There's that one. And then the last one. I think if I slide those up, I can probably get it. Now, I like that. Now, our other option is that we go yellow, green, blue, which makes it kind of look like water. So let's try that. I'm going to clear my slate. And if you're on and want to vote, and let me know. So we have our yellow. In yellow, I know that we want to keep there. And again, about 1/8 of an inch apart. Just a tiny little crack in between. Now you can space them out more, which I did on the other one. Just a tad bit more, not a lot more. Okay, there we go. Now, one thing I want to tell you, make sure that you guys check out Ro Masario's and Jen Chow's video tonight, and make sure that you vote. It's important that you vote and let us know which project you like the best. Jen was our winner last week. Congratulations, Miss Jen. She had a fabulous, adorable, cute card. It's funny how sometimes our minds think alike. We were cracking up laughing because neither one of us knew what we were making, but yet we both used the same set. Guess it, we were feeling it, right? So here's the green, like this, and like this. And we add in a couple of our blues, like this. Okay, I think I'm sold on this one. I like this better. All right, so I'm gonna go with this, and I'm gonna glue these down now. And we have some extra pieces because, you know, we're not gonna not wanna make more of this card. So I'm gonna grab my glue gun again, and you're just simply gonna add, I'm gonna turn it sideways here so it's easier for me to grab these. And I know I'm gonna regret that, but we'll see. Yeah, I am. I gotta turn it back. Guess we start over. I had it so perfect, I was gonna try. And this one goes right flush with the edge, just like that. Okay, then we're gonna put the next one on. I'm gonna put it real close up here. Just a wee little bit. you all be working some magic with this card. The floating card. My friend Arlena, her husband does magic, so he's probably going to love this card. And actually, ironically enough, I was talking to her today, and she did a floating card last night. And I was busy last night and didn't have a chance to watch her live. So if you want to see how you can use this in another card style, jump on over to Stamp with Arlena, I believe it is. You can find her on Facebook and on YouTube. If you need it and you don't have it, just let me know and I can send you her link. I can't remember if it's Stamp with Arlena or Create with Arlena. I think it's Stamp. Arlena, if you're watching, let me know. All right. Now, one of the reasons why we are a little delayed tonight is we're working up some fun stuff for you guys. And more to come, but it's something with Jen, Ro, and myself. I gotta move that one up a little bit. I'm a little off on that one. Slide, slide, slide. There we go. And you're not gonna want to miss it. It's a whole weekend event. Can you imagine spending a whole weekend with Jen, Ro, and myself? Well, we can, because we have a blast together. That's one thing I will tell you about my Stampin' Up! Business. I have the best friends. I honestly don't think, if I didn't do this business, that I would have as many friends that I have. And I have friends from all over the country. And even other countries, you know? So, it's pretty amazing. All right, we just have a couple more here. And then we're going to bring in our cut and emboss machine again. And if you don't have these perfectly spaced, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to know the difference. There we go. And this final one, just like this. All right, so now we have this all glued down. Now I'm going to take away this piece of paper, and we are going to grab the smallest one that I told you we needed of the countryside corners. This is the third smallest. I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine back in. This will give you a workout. I do have a mini one too, but this is a little bit bigger project. I'm just going to lay that on there like that. And I'm going to figure out where I want to cut. So I kind of want, boy, that's a tough call. You can also go this way with it. I'm afraid it's going to cut stuff off, and it's not going to give me as much room for my little geese. So I'm going to make more yellow and less blue. And I probably could have done 2 greens and 2 blues. I'm sorry, guys. I want to make sure this is straight. There we go. That looks pretty good. Put our top plate on. Run this baby through. Now you could also do this with designer paper. How cool would that be? And you could make rainbow cards with it, which I think would be cute. I can just see a million possibilities with this. And you know what? I'm going to see, and I don't know if it's possible, if I can peel off. Oh, I hope it works. Hope it works. I really want to make this one blue. after seeing it. And you might want to kind of position the die on. So the good thing is with liquid glue, it comes off of here pretty easy. I just gotta pull it away. I don't care if there's little stuff there. And I'm gonna grab one of my blue pieces, my Pool Party, and I'm just gonna glue it on, and then I'm gonna snip it with my scissors so I don't have to run it through again. So you can dissect this a little bit, I just found out. If you don't like the way something looks, I just want there to be more blue in there because these are geese, right? I'm just going to position it right where the other one was, and no one will be the wiser, right? We'll take our snips, did a little surgery there. I'm going to turn this over. Snip, 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 and snip. Okay, now I told you guys that I was going to do something a little bit different with this one. And I'm going to find where my fold is, so it's right here. And I'm going to put this one on like this. Now what makes this so unique is we need to use foam strips, which I had on my desk and I put somewhere. So give me a second to locate them. You guys must get a kick out of me misplacing things on these calls. I get a kick out of myself. There they are, right where they should have been. All right, so we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna take our adhesive strips, that's what they're called, and we're just gonna run these across each of the little things here, these little bars. And I'm gonna grab my snips again, and we're just gonna trim these off, just like this. And they don't have to go across the whole thing. The whole key is to just pop it up. So it doesn't have to be to its entirety. And I'm just peeling them off in a long strip here. There we go. And we'll snip him off, just like that. And then we're gonna come in, put another one here, just like this. And we're gonna snip him off. Now you could do smaller strips, like you could do 2/8 strips if that's something that, you know, you wanted. It's entirely up to you. Okay, and put this last one right down here in the bottom, just like this. And we'll just snip this little piece off, and we can actually put that on the line above. No adhesive goes to waste, right? There we go. All right, now we're gonna peel these off. I'm just gonna start myself a little junk pile over here. So if you're just joining us, we are doing a floating card. And these are real popular right now. I actually got the idea of the floating card. I believe her name is Lisa Stens, and I could be saying it completely wrong on YouTube here. She made a really pretty flower card. I just want to make sure I'm opening this at the right end before I stick it down. Okay, open end. And this just goes in here, just make sure I have equal. That looks pretty good. There we go. And now we need to decorate it. So when I think, we might not want all these little geese on here. We might just want to do 2 geese. Okay. And we might need to put a little branch there. I'm just going to look to see what I have in terms of cutouts left. We know we don't want a radish. We know we don't want a squirrel. We don't want a lamb. We don't want carrots. We don't want a wheelbarrow. I'm looking for my greenery pieces. I have gone through so much of this paper. Okay, let me see what I have. Oh, that one might work too. So we could put this one kind of behind Mama Goose, like that. Let me see what else I have though before we make our final decision. Our final answer. Oh, sorry about that. I gotta pull my paper pack down. Like I said, I've gone through so many packages of this. And it is in stock right now. Ooh. Now, a good way to store all these pieces, which I have to pull mine out and do, is take a stamp case and put your pieces in. It works amazing. Of course, practice what you preach, right? All right. I don't see any pieces here. Just double checking again. Let me go inside the package because I think this is a brand new pack. Yep. Oh, we have lots of choices. Look at this. Look at this. All right. So, I want something. Ooh, this one might. Let's see. So we have this little earthy looking one here. We got our little duck here. Well, we're going to have a butterfly, and we're going to make him there. Ooh, maybe a cattail. We'll take a look at that one. Let's see what that one looks like. Okay, I got that. And I thought about using this one. Oh, this one's pretty good too. We'll have to see which ones we want. All right, let me set this aside so I don't end up with them all over. All right, so if we did the little cattails, I think we want to do the cattails on the end where the cute little duck is here. Look at that. It looks like it's kind of in the water. There we go. And Mama Duck will position her, and I'm just kind of playing around with this because, again, this was in my head. And I think maybe, let's see if we put that there and put Mama on it. So it kind of looks like not bad, not bad. Let me see. Just trying to get a feel for what we have here. Because I want people to still be able to see that floating part. I'm working it, girls. I'm working it. Because some of it's going to be covered up. Okay, I kind of like that. And I think just the two ducks on there are plenty. There we go. Because we still have to have a spot, and I'm going to move Mama Duck over just a tad bit and kind of angle that down. Because I still want a spot on here to put for the baby. So before we stick any of that down, let's go ahead and we're going to die cut out of stylish shapes. We're going to use this die here. And we are going to first stamp, and I had a piece of white here. I think I picked it up with something else. Let me grab another one quick. Oh, goodness. And you can use your leftover piece here. And I'm going to stamp this in Pool Party. And I want the phrase in here that talks about the baby. Welcome, little one. That's the one I want. So let's see here. Welcome, little one. So I got a little blue ink on there. There we go. And my Pool Party ink is right next to my face here. I probably should have my foam pad. We'll see how it turns out. Hopefully this one, take that back. We need a different stylish shape, my bad. I used this small one for the Happy Spring and it worked perfect. Not this one, which is fine. That's my wrong set. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. I don't really want to use that big one. I think this one, that's going to work perfect. I hope that's not too big. We're going to have to see. All right, I'm going to close my ink before I get something in it, including my fingers. And I'm just going to die cut this real quick, okay? I'm not going to bring in my machine this time. I'm going to try to figure out how to make this work. You're seeing some on the fly because I hated to give you two cards that were the same. There we go. And I really did need a baby card, so that worked out perfect. Let's do this. Let's put this on here first. And it can hang off. That looks kind of cute. And then we just need something here for this little baby to sit on. Just like that. And we're gonna make this so it has embellishments just on this back side. I mean embellishments. You tell I'm tired? Dimensionals. That's what I wanted to say, dimensionals. So we want dimensionals just on the top half. Like this. And we'll put glue on the bottom half. My dimensionals had better days. I had some black ones and they stuck to it, which was not good. I'm just going to put some glue along here like this. And this is going to get stuck down right about here, I think. That's where I want it. And it's okay because this is a little bit smaller than a regular card. I might need to, there we go. All right, now I'm going to glue these pieces down and hope I get them in the right spot where I want them. Kind of creating my little foreground here. And then I'm going to take Mama Goose and put her just like this. I'm going to pop her up on dimensionals, and I'm going to grab some bigger ones for that. And we got to put some dimensionals on this little tiny duck, like this. Oh, that's so cute. And I want to put this butterfly like right here on a little dimensional. Kind of like this little goose was off playing. There we go. Isn't that cute? I like it. I like it. I like it. Let me turn down the brightness just a tad bit here. There you go. Now you can probably see it a little better. So this is how it looks. Okay, and then we got to do the inside. And I have another piece of the white that we cut earlier. And I'm going to stamp that. Or maybe, you know what? I think I'm just going to put this other little goose in here. Maybe with a... Maybe, nope, don't like that. I'm just going to put that one little goose in there because I think he's really cute. And then we're going to maybe put some little party dots on there. This one I'm just gluing down. I'm just going to put that right there. And put glue on this. There we go, and that's going to go right in here like this. Oh, that's cute. I really like it. And then I have some of the adhesive bag dots for days. I think we could use a couple of these cute little dots on here. Just randomly sprinkle them. I like the little ones because we want it to be kind of dainty. And I'm going to put one more small one. Whoops. Get back here. I'm going to put it up here, I think. Get over there. I need my take your pick tool. I'm working harder, not smarter, right? Get on there. There. And that is that card. How cute did that turn out? All right, so we have these two cards made entirely the same way. Whoops, don't think we want that on there. The difference is on how I laid the pieces, the 3/8 pieces on the vellum. And it looks see-through. It's so cool. I love it. Let me know what you guys think. If you like my project, make sure that you hit the little hand in the bottom corner down there to subscribe or the hand to like me and vote for me this week. I thank you for joining me today and you have a blessed day.